So Dave Ramsey's baby steps, okay? Are they the right steps for you to achieving financial freedom? Do they actually work? We're gonna talk about those baby steps in today's training. Hey everyone, it's Mike Adams, and on this channel we empower individuals to achieve freedom through improved financial literacy. If you're new to the channel, make sure to click subscribe, click the bell, so that way you get notified on any and all of our future trainings. So in this video, guys, we're gonna be doing really a short review of Dave Ramsey's baby steps, okay, and his 7 steps to get on the right track to financial freedom. And a lot of folks that are on this channel, obviously you're looking to get, become financially free. So many of you that are on this channel, obviously you've been digging into financial literacy, investing, business ownership, ways to pay off debt. And so Dave Ramsey is definitely a household name when it comes to personal finance. And so the good news here is that when it comes to Dave Ramsey, him and I really don't have any beef. I have no beef with a lot of Dave Ramsey's methods here. And so we're going to discuss them. You've seen some of our other videos where we've talked about other strategies that I know Dave Ramsey endorses. And Dave's strategies are right for certain types of people, okay? And we're gonna break down his baby steps here, and we're really gonna talk about this and really break it down, whether or not these are the right steps for you to be following based on your particular goals. Now, do these baby steps work? Let me start by saying yes, okay? And if anybody's looking for a basic template, okay, for kind of how to get yourself on the right track to financial freedom, these baby steps are a great place to start. The beauty of it is if you don't have any place to start whatsoever, these baby steps are a great place to start. Now, depending on who you are, depending on your goals, depending on your future wants and needs, as an investor, as an entrepreneur, as a retiree, depending on who you are, will really determine if this order of steps is actually right for you and your investing profile or not. So a ton that I agree with, a few things that I might do a little bit differently. So baby step number 1, okay, is to establish a $1,000 emergency fund. And it's true, most people out there, I read a study that, I forgot the percentage, but a big chunk of Americans out there wouldn't even be able to withstand a $400 emergency. And so establishing at least a $1,000 emergency fund is a great place to start. As far as starting to build that security nest and really that security blanket for yourself, if things, which they always inevitably do, especially those of you that are business owners, they always do, tend to go wrong. And it's always nice to have something to fall back on. So let's start by creating this $1,000 emergency fund. That's the first baby step. The second baby step is to start focusing on paying off all of your debt. And Dave recommends to use the snowball method to pay off debt. And if you haven't seen our other videos about using the snowball, the avalanche, some of the other methods that are out there, we'll make sure to put links either at the end of this video or below this video so you can learn more about the snowball. But Dave recommends using the debt snowball approach where you attack your smallest, list your debts, put the smallest balance and by balance, put them in order and attack that smallest one first, and then make minimum payments on the rest, okay? And then from there, as you pay off that balance on that first one, take that payment amount and roll it into the next payment, okay? And so use that approach to pay off your debt. So you got your $1,000 emergency fund. The next step is start paying off all of your debt except for your mortgage, okay? So he says all of your debt except for your mortgage. You're gonna hold on to that. So now that you've eliminated all of your debt except for your mortgage and you have your $1,000 emergency fund, the next step is to make a larger emergency fund. And what you're looking for is a 6-month emergency fund. So what that means is take all of your expenses, okay? And take that number, let's say your expenses are $5,000 every single month. Well, then take that number times 6, that would be $30,000 total dollars. Save that up and put that into a liquid, high yield savings account somewhere that you can access at any moment as your fallback on emergency fund 6 months. So once you have that emergency fund in place, the fourth step is to start investing 15% of your income into a tax-preferred retirement savings vehicle, okay? And for most folks, that means an IRA Roth, okay? Where your money's gonna be able to go in and you're not gonna have to pay taxes on the money when it comes back out. So it's really, really, really cool. It's a tax-preferred vehicle. Most people, if you were to ask them, do you think taxes are gonna be more, later in time, or do you think they're gonna be less? Most people say, well, they're probably gonna be more. That's probably gonna be the case. So the IRA Roth is a great vehicle to use here, okay? So now that you started to put 15% into your tax-preferred retirement account, the next step is to start saving for college savings, either for your kids or somebody else's kids. That's the fifth step. That's the fifth baby step, is creating, again, that college savings. So that way there's money in an account. Typically that'll be in a 529 account or something like that. There's definitely other vehicles and other methods of creating a college savings account that I might recommend over a 529, right? Because they're not necessarily very flexible, but that's a premium. But that's an example of where most people are going to look when it comes to college savings, 529. But Dave recommends beefing that account up, get that up to that average amount. And I believe right now the average student is walking away with about $38,000 or so in student loan debt. So you may want to put about that much, get that much beefed up into that college savings account, okay? Now, once you've done that, so now you're investing 15% of your income into a tax-preferred account, you have now saved up an additional nest egg now for college savings, either for your kids, your grandkids, or somebody else's kids, right? The next step is to now pay off your mortgage, okay? And so obviously it's been a chunk of time since you wiped out some of the other debt, you built the emergency fund, okay, now we're building retirement, now we're building college savings, so it's been some time here. So whatever's left on the mortgage, now what Dave would recommend is take all of your additional cash flow and apply that to your mortgage to get that mortgage paid off. And once that's done, that brings you to step 7, which is where you finally start building wealth and you start to give back. Okay, you start to become more of a philanthropist. You start to give back to charity because now you're in position to truly start accumulating wealth. And now so those are the 7 steps. Build your emergency fund. So those are your 7 steps. Build your emergency fund. Pay off all of your debt using the debt snowball. So those are the 7 steps. Number 1, create that $1,000 emergency fund. Number 2, pay off all of your debts using the debt snowball technique. Number 3, beef up that emergency fund all the way up to 6 months. Number 4, then start investing 15% of your income into tax-preferred retirement savings accounts. Step 5, then start building up a college savings account for your kids. And then step 6, circle back around and pay off your mortgage. And then finally step 7, where you start to build wealth, become a philanthropist, and start to donate to worthy causes. So those are Dave's 7 baby steps to success. And now, will these 7 steps get you on the right track to financial freedom? For many folks, they will. And many folks grew up very similar to how I did, where we were told many different things growing up. Like, if you want to be something in this world, go to school, get good grades, get a degree, get a great job, work your way up, and, hopefully be able to cling on to that company for a long time. You'll get a pension and a retirement, and hopefully you'll have enough pennies left over to retire on, and you'll live a decent life. And, but unfortunately, that's not what we're seeing in this economy. We're seeing folks coming out of college struggling to find gainful employment. And when they do find gainful employment, they don't stay there for the long haul like they used to. Companies aren't offering pensions like they used to, and incentives to stay at a company for 10, 15, 20 years like folks did way back in the day. Nowadays it takes both parents working just to make ends meet. So a lot of things have changed. And so for many of my clients, yes, I do agree with these 7 steps. For some of my clients and for many of them, I might recommend doing them in a different order based on their particular goals. Especially when it comes to the college savings versus the ability to pay off a mortgage or pay off that debt much, much quicker. Studies are showing more and more and more that the return on investment for a college degree is becoming less and less. And we're seeing the value of that college degree go down and down every single year. Now, which order for which person, that's for definitely a discussion in another video. But these 7 steps, they definitely work, but they're not necessarily right for everybody. Okay, for you and your particular goals, depending on what you're trying to do in your personal goals or in your business, you may want to rearrange these to suit your particular needs as you grow and scale your business and move yourself towards financial freedom. So those are Dave's 7 baby steps. And again, I agree with these 7 steps. And I think for folks, especially folks that are, I'm going to use the term living in a world that is very attached to old school mentality. And when you take a look at the way things are going in this economy, are those 7 steps arranged in the right order to actually move you towards financial freedom? Or do they leave you in a situation where you are carrying on to the saddlebags of debt and paying more interest to the banks than you maybe need to? Do we end up putting our money into investment vehicles that don't create us additional cash flow to allow us to, again, have more control of our finances, more control of our life? Are we putting money into assets? Are we putting money into investments that are just typically going to sit flat and not give us the rate of return or the control over our own money that many of us as entrepreneurs really truly prefer? So there are adjustments that I would make depending on the individual to these 7 steps. So depending on you, these steps might look a little bit different on which way is best to pursue them. So guys, those are the 7 steps. We're gonna take a deep dive in some additional content videos on this channel. If you found value here, guys, give it a comment, give this video a comment, give it a like below. I will see you guys in the next training.